Hello guys, FX Bright here, the trade guru. So on today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how I trade the Gartley pattern. One thing you will notice about advanced patterns is that they work so effortlessly well. When I see an advanced pattern forming, I'm always happy because the trade is going to work and they move to your take profit with very good speed and ease. So guys, if this is something you're interested in, I'm going to let the intro and the disclaimer roll, and I will see you guys after the break. And so guys, welcome back. So in the Gartley pattern, price as usual is going to make an impulse move, right? Price makes an impulse move to the top. Now we're dealing with a bullish Gartley pattern. So price makes an impulse move, right? All right, so what we're going to do is that price is going to also begin to retrace, right? So what we're going to do is that we're going to take a retracement, a Fibonacci retracement of that leg, and we're going to draw it. So when price being here is retracing, right, coming down, what we want from price is that we want price to get to the 0.618 Fibonacci, but should not touch the 0.786 Fibonacci, right? So want price to touch the 61.8 Fibonacci, but should not touch. Notice I said touch. I don't even want the candle wick to touch it. So I need it to just be anywhere in between this space. So I'm just going to drop it here, right? Just going to drop it there. All right, good. So we've been able to get that leg. So I'm going to delete this Fibonacci. Now, the next thing price is going to do is that price is going to begin to find a buy up. Now, what I want, this leg, how we're going to get this leg on our Fibonacci is that we're going to take a retracement, a Fibonacci retracement from this top to this this point here. So we're going to take a retracement from this point to this point. So I'm going to drag the retracement from here and stop it at this point. Now what I want from this third leg moving up is that as this third leg is moving up, I want it to break the 61.8 Fibonacci. So if you look to this point, you're going to see 0.618, which is called the 61.8 Fibonacci in percentage. So price is going to break this 61.8 Fibonacci, but price should not close above this previous leg, this high leg here. Remember, price came from here to here. So while getting this particular leg, I want price to break through the 61.8 Fibonacci, but I do not want price to close above this leg. So anything inside here is very much okay. So remember, we are dealing with the Gartley pattern. This is not where we started trading. We are not trading all this. We are just measuring the legs to see if it's a Gartley pattern. If we find out it's a Gartley pattern, then we will now trade. So I'm going to show you guys how that works. So I'm just going to delete this Fibonacci, right? So what we need price to do now is that price is going to come down to give us our last leg. After this last leg is where we're going to find a buy. So the way we're going to measure this last leg of price coming down is we're going to take up our Fibonacci extension. We're going to put the extension here, drag it to the middle, and take it up. So what I'm saying is this: we put the Fibonacci extension here, point it at the middle, then we're going to drag it back to this top. So I'm just going to stretch it a little bit. So all right, good. So you can see what price was able to the Fibonacci we've been able to establish. So what we expect price to do is that we expect price being here, coming down to give us this last leg. We want price to touch this 1272 Fibonacci. So if you look to this point, you're going to see the 1272 Fibonacci. So this is the line of it. So what we want price to do is to touch this 127 Fibonacci. So it is at this point we are going to find our buy entry. So let me just drop it here. Now you want price to touch this point, but not to close below this first leg here. You don't want it to close below the first leg, but you want it to touch 127 Fibonacci. Okay, so I'm going to drop it there somewhere around. Okay, good. So you can see what price has been able to achieve. So what we're going to do, what we expect from the market right now, is that the market at this point, once it gets to this point, we expect a push up of the market to the top side, right? So we expect a push up of the market. So this is where our trade will come. This is where we start taking the trade. So all the while, we're going to just be measuring the moves of the market using the Fibonacci to ensure that is a Gartley pattern. The moment we see this last leg coming all the way to the 1272 Fibonacci extension, we are now going to find a buy around this place. And if we're using stops orders, if we're using buy orders and all that, we are now going to be plugged into our trade for a buy. So what we expect the market to do is that we expect the market from this point to start making a buy. So we are supposed to be on a trade somewhere at this point, right? Then hold the trade for a buy. So how I like to come out from this trade is I like to take a Fibonacci retracement from this leg to this leg, and I like to come out at the 61.8 Fibonacci. So if I draw a Fibonacci from this leg to this leg, right? So how I like to come out from this market is I want this market, this price going up. The moment it gets to the 61.8 Fibonacci, this one here, the moment it gets here, remember I entered the trade around here. The moment the price moves all the way to this top, I'm going to be exiting this trade. So this is how to trade the Gartley pattern. One thing you will notice about these patterns is that they look like M structures. So what the normal way to trade the M structure, where you're dealing with the trading of this last leg, in the advanced pattern, you are letting the last leg form and you're trading after the formation of the last leg, this final one. But we're going to trade it according to the dimension of Fibonacci ratios that we can see the M formed. So that's basically what advanced patterns are. So we're going to go into the chart to see if we can find some live examples. And so guys, let's take a look at these examples. Take out a few minutes of your time. You can pause the video if you like and see if you can be able to spot the potential Gartley pattern in this price action. And I know you can see it. So let's just go right into it. So if you can look at this particular chart here, you can see how the market was able to make something like an M structure. Like I told you, these advanced patterns are first of all the formation of simple patterns like an M structure, but we are interested after the last leg of the M structure. Remember, if you're trading the simple pattern, this is the leg you're interested in. But when you're trading the advanced pattern, after this leg, you're interested in this last one. So even if it's a W, you're interested in the last leg. After the last leg, what then happens? So this is an M, so we're interested in these. So the moment the M finish forming, we are going to test the M to see what pattern it is, so we can be able to know what to trade. So what we'll do is that we're going to test this neckline. The first thing we'll do in testing for the advanced pattern, the Gartley pattern, is we're going to test that neckline. And like I said, what we want the neckline to do is that we want that neckline to at least touch the 61.8 Fibonacci. And you can see just the candle wicks just about touch the 61.8 Fibonacci. So this neckline is valid for a potential Gartley pattern. Remember, we are testing this neckline and it touched the 61.8. So that's fine. So what we're going to do is that we're now going to test this other leg to see what it is. Right? So I'm going to delete that. So what we want to do is we're going to test this leg to see what happens. Remember, when we are testing this leg, we want this leg to touch the 61.8 retracement of this other leg. So what I'm saying is this. We're going to take our Fibonacci and we're going to draw a Fibonacci from here to here. So we'll draw the Fibonacci from here to here. Remember, I'm just looking at, I'm just stretching it wide so that I can see it very well. So in drawing this Fibonacci, we want this leg to touch the 61.8 Fibonacci, but does not close above this previous A leg, this previous leg here. So we want this one going up to touch the 61.8 Fibonacci, but we do not want it to close above here. So you can see just about here it closed, so which made it a good leg. So what we're going to do is that this last leg that is forming, remember, for it to be a full Gartley pattern, we said that we want this last leg. We're going to take a Fibonacci extension of this place. So what we're going to do is going to put an extension tool here, put one here, and drag it all the way to this line. So what I'm saying is this: we're going to take the Fibonacci extension, put it here, then we're going to drag it all the way to be equal to this side. So we're going to drag it. So I'm just going to stretch it wide so it's clear. So you can see what happened. Now you can see how price was able to come down, and we say what we want this leg to do is that we want this leg to at least touch the 1272 Fibonacci. So you can see price was able to go all the way down to 1272 Fibonacci, but we do not want this leg to go below the previous A leg. So you can see that this leg is just above this one. It didn't go close, it didn't come and close at the bottom. So because it did that, this particular leg has been valid. So what we do is that this is the point where we begin to find our entries. Now you can go to the lower time frames to find very good entries on these points, which you're going to definitely see, and you're going to take a buy on this point, right? So guys, if you want to have a one-on-one mentorship with me where I teach you my exact way, the exact way I take these entries, also you can go to my page description. You see my WhatsApp number. You can be able to WhatsApp me and I will respond to you aptly. If you want mentorship, you want training, you want us to discuss about something relating to trading, of course. So this is how it goes. So you're going to take a buy here and you're going to hold the buy. Now, how do we exit this trade? How we exit this trade, like I said in the opening of this tutorial, I said we're going to take another Fibonacci from here and drag it down here, and we're going to escape here at the Fibonacci of 61.8. So if I drag this Fibonacci, draw it all the way down to this point, let me just stretch it a little bit. So what I said is that we want to take a buy and hold the buy all the way to the 61.8 Fibonacci. So this is the point we are supposed to leave this market. So you can see how the moment we took our profit, price started ranging a little bit. So if you have a couple positions, you can take your main profit around this point, bring the other ones to break even, and trail the stop all the way to this side. All right guys, so this is how to trade the Gartley pattern. So let's see if we can find some other examples. Okay guys, so let's take a look at these example. See whether you can be able to spot the Gartley pattern. You can pause the video for a bit, see whether you can be able to spot the Gartley pattern. All right, so I'm just going to go right into it. So if you look at this place, you will see the potential Gartley pattern, which we're going to measure to see whether it actually meet the requirements of a Gartley pattern. you can see that this one is a bearish Gartley pattern. So what you'll be looking at is a potential W structure. But we're going to measure this W structure to find out if these what a Gartley pattern. Remember, we are assuming this whole place had not formed. So what we would have seen formed was this, and potentially these. Then we'll start making the measurements to know when we'll start taking the trade if it's a Gartley pattern. So let's do the measurement. We're going to take our Fibonacci retracement tool. What we're going to do is that we're going to retrace from here to here. Remember, this is a W. We're going to find this neckline. So we're going to put it there and drag it to the bottom. I'm going to stretch it wide so I can put it well. So like I said, what we want from this neckline, this retracement, is we want this retracement to touch the 0.618 Fibonacci, but we do not want it to touch the 0.786 Fibonacci, which is 78.6 Fibonacci. We don't want it to touch it. So this neckline is valid because it touched this 0.618 Fibonacci. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete this. So the next thing we said we want to do is that we're going to measure this one, and what we want for this one is for this one to touch the 0.61 Fibonacci, but should not close above, in this case, below this leg. We don't want this one to close below this leg. We don't want any of the candles closing down here. So I'm just going to measure it, but obviously you can see this already meets the requirement. So we're going to take the retracement from here to here, right? So we're going to take it. So we're just doing opposite what we did in the other bullish Gartley pattern. So you can see this touched the 61.8 Fibonacci. So if you look here, in other words, this retracement coming down, we can see it touched the 0.618 Fibonacci, but obviously does not go down to close below this leg here, right? So these points here, this one didn't go down to close below it. So this leg is valid for a Gartley pattern. So we're going to measure the last leg. So I'm going to delete this. Remember, to get this last move, we want to take a Fibonacci extension of this point to this point and back to this point. So what we need to get now is this last leg here. So like I said, what we're going to do is that we're going to take a Fibonacci extension and we're going to put the extension tool here, put it here, then drag it all the way to the origin. So I'm just going to go right ahead to do it. So I'm going to put the Fibonacci extension here, put the other point here, then I'm going to drag it all the way down to the origin. So what we said we want is that this last leg here, we want it to touch the 1.272 Fibonacci extension, which is this one here. You can see it already touched it, right? And we do not want it to close above this leg. So you can see it already touched it, the 1.272 Fibonacci. So since it touched it, is at this point we're going to go to the lower time frames to find very good entries. So when you get to the lower time frame, so you can look for some different kinds of entries, maybe double bottom in the lower time frame or some kind of break of structures of some sort, and you get a good entry somewhere around here. So how are you supposed to take your profits? Now the way to take your profits, I said, we're going to take a retracement of this leg. So from here to here, remember, to get this last leg, we needed to take a Fibonacci extension, and we did it from this point, and we were able to get the extension touching the 1.272 Fibonacci extension. So now that we've been able to ascertain this leg and verify it, it is now time to make the entry. So we made an entry on this leg. So to get our take profits, we are going to come here and draw another Fibonacci retracement, right? Retracement, not extension. We're going to draw another Fibonacci retracement, and as the price is coming down, we will take our take profits at the 61.8 Fibonacci. So this particular zone here is where we'll be able to take our 61. And guys, let me tell you something. This doesn't work by mistake. oftentimes you will realize that our take profit is in line with support and resistance. So for instance, this is where we are supposed to take profit, and if you look all the way to this side of the left hand side, you will see how that place has been a good support and resistance zone for price. So you can see when we drew our Fibonacci to make our take profit at this point, looking to the left, you see how that will, and it happens on all charts. The reason why I made this 61.8 my Fibonacci is because in my back testing I've been able to find out that this 61.8 is almost always the place price wants to touch before making any other move, and even going back all the way to a trail stop profit. Do you understand? So guys, I hope you were able to understand this pattern, and this is the Gartley pattern. So guys, I'll see you guys in my next video.